this angel.co is a nice thing. I didn't know about it before.
Yeah, it's just a startup listing website, you can say. All the startups that they look for any person, and mostly early stage. Not because, let's say, Cashfree won't go on angel.co. Cashfree, they might, but normally I haven't seen a company that big on angel.co. I have mostly 11 to 50, 11 to 100 kind of companies who are still in the early stage. They list their jobs there because they're looking for people a lot, and who specifically want to enter into a startup, because what a startup expects out of you and what a settled company expects out of it, they are a lot different. So that's why they try to get only those people who want to go into a startup and are ready for the challenges that they face. So angel.co is something that a lot of people use that.
Also, you talked about referrals. So I mean, how much does a referral help? What difference will it make if I apply with or without a referral?
Okay, so this is a very subjective question now, because earlier it was very helpful, referrals. Because what it means, like, there's a person in the company, X company, and he's knowing you, he's knowing about you all, like you are a good coder, you are a good programmer, and he knows personally about you, what your culture is, and then he's referring you to the company. You can hire this person. I know the person and he is good at it. But now what I felt was it's not working that way. People, obviously, like, everyone is asking for a referral and people just give the referrals. So it's not that personal anymore. So a lot of companies don't that widely accept referrals now. I mean, they'll still accept referrals, they'll take the interviews, but it's not like if you have got the referral that you will get hired for sure. It's not like that. Previously also, it's not like they'll hire you directly, but you still had a better edge because the person personally knows you. But yeah, this is something that do help, because even like that being said, when you go just apply on companies portal and when you go through a referral, obviously you have a more visibility and observability in this referral thing, because on portal a lot of people are applying, right? On this referral thing, an employee himself, and so we all have a portal where we can refer people. So number of applicants is different, obviously. So visibility is more in this case, referral case. So that is something that gives you an edge. But yeah, the process will be same for you and the guy who is applying on the portal.
Right.
But it just
so
makes
networking always plays a very important role in that.
Networking is very important. Any profile that you go for, analyst, software development, product engineering, product management, anything that you go for, networking is very important in corporate culture. And you should know people. Yeah, so that is really important.
And one more thing, since you are into the software profile, can you suggest a few resources for beginners to prepare for OTs and interviews?
Yeah, so like that depends on where they are with their journey. Like, let's say a person who is recently going into final year and they have their placement started now, so they can just they have to kind of fast track or do a crash course kind of thing. So for that, I felt the interview for DSA, first of all, for on-campus placement, right? They are expecting for DSA and, like I told you, LLD. So low-level designing, you can go for Geek for Geeks. They have some good material over there. Even on Leetcode, when you go on the portal, like some Explore or something like that is there on Leetcode. There is a section called as object-oriented programming or object-oriented paradigm, something like that. So there they have these questions, like exact 10, 12 things are there that you can study, like parking lot and book my show designing, things like that. So that is what the company asks. So Leetcode is one thing that I have prepared for a lot, because DSA and LLD both are there on Leetcode. And a lot of people, be it experienced or freshers, if they have time, because Leetcode has some 1700 questions now. So you don't have to do all of those, but yeah, it still takes time. So if someone has time, let's say they are in third year or second year or just starting out in college, so I suggest if you are not into competitive programming, because I wasn't into competitive programming, so I didn't go on Coursera or Codeforces. But so if you are just wanting to learn DSA and then straight into development, that was my personal choice. So I went for Leetcode, and towards the end, when my placement started, then I went to interview bit, which was I was suggesting for the people who want to kind of crash course kind of thing, because they have around 250 to 300 questions, and they are more than enough to make you prepared for the purpose of placements. But yeah, they'll again you have to go to Leetcode for the low level design and Geek for Geeks. So these three
Okay.
websites are I felt was really good for placements, for preparation of the
Alright.
placements for software
Yeah.
development.
And yeah, I think we're nearing the end. Do you have any tips for students planning for off-campus placements?
First of all, networking is very important. Make a good LinkedIn profile. It's like normally what I see is ki they put a DP, they say ki, yeah, I'm an undergraduate from IT or anything. They don't put any resume, they don't put any
Mhm.
experience. Let's say you don't have any experience in software development, you must be having any club experience, or you must be having anything that you did in your college, right? Event manager, like we have EVMs in IT Warangal way. So put EVMs in that. The person should know that you are doing something. It shouldn't be like he opens your profile and it ends there on the DP. It shouldn't be like that. So make a
True.
good profile, and if you have done projects, then add those projects. There is a section called projects in LinkedIn profiles. Add those projects, link them to your GitHub profile. One thing is very important, which I don't see a lot of people doing, is they start with a project, okay, and either they complete it or they don't, but they
Mhm.
never host it somewhere. They never put it on GitHub, or they never host it on any cloud platform. So even if you're putting on the resume, how does the interviewer know that you actually did it and you didn't just
True.
put it on your resume? That is
Mhm.
something very important. If you have done something, put it on your GitHub. If you have completed it, post it somewhere on cloud, AWS or Heroku, anywhere, and put the link to that website on your resume directly. Because
Yeah.
now it is everything is online, right? So he
Mhm.
can directly, during your interview, he can go on the website and see what the website is. So that is something that is really important. Always host your projects, put that on your LinkedIn, have a good LinkedIn profile, have good connections, and always, like I told you, follow a process. It shouldn't be like, today I'll go for this company and I'll send connections to everyone. I'll just make a profile kind of thing of 500 words and I'll send 250 people. It shouldn't be like that.
Mhm.
Follow a process, make a list of companies that you do want to go, look at what their culture is. It shouldn't be like you are going into any company that you want, like you feel ki, it'll be good for you. Because when you go there and you start working there, you start feeling, because if it's not according to your culture, you feel like, you shouldn't be here. You don't want to work there. So that is something that you have to research for. Then once you start having those lists, you have the list, then you go for the people who work there and start networking with them. So networking is really important, and these projects I already told you about. I feel, yeah, for off campus, that is it, because other than that, the preparation stuff is same as on campus. There's
Mhm.
nothing different to do there.
Okay,
I feel.
that's it for this session then. Thank you so
Yeah.
much, Divyansh, for taking time out for this
Thanks.
interview.
Thanks for having me here. It was good to help anyone that uh, you know finds this helpful for their journey for off campus. Yeah,
I'm
because that's not
definitely,
very famous. I feel in our campus, a lot of people don't go for off campus, which I feel is,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
People don't talk about off campus that much, and it's so important because it just opens up so many more options.
yeah, exactly. Because on campus, right? Because you are bound by your CGP, you are bound by a branch, and someone like me who was not from a circuit branch, a lot of opportunities fell from your hands. So
Right.
and off campus, there's every company that is open for you. There's no bound ki, you are from this branch, and they don't look at your
Mhm.
branch, they don't look at your college, they don't look at your CGPA. So that is something that is really powerful, I feel, from
True.
that perspective. So people should, even if they have gotten an on-campus placement, I feel, and that keeps you at your toes, right? Because you are going for interviews, you are preparing continuously. Like what I felt is, if I hadn't gone for off-campus, so I got my placement on October, and after that, if I didn't prepare for off-campus, I would be out of touch by the time I'm going into my company, right? Because 10,
Mhm.
11 months, I haven't studied anything. So I'm out of touch. For me, I'll even forget how C++ looks like. So that is something that is really, like, it keeps you at your toes. You should be always prepared for any opportunity. So I feel off campus is something that you should always try for.
True.
So yeah, that's it.
Alright, guys, if you like this video, we have a whole series of these coming on. So, Divyansh, do the honors.
Yeah, yeah, do like this video and subscribe it, because like me, a lot of people go for off campus, on campus, they have their experiences, different experiences. So that might help a lot of people, because the more experience you have of other people, it helps you in your placements. So do like this and watch the videos. Yeah, and you have an amazing host. So that is really yeah. So